So once we are done with our random forest classification or support vector machine classification, depending on the classification you want to finally put in in your report or project proposal or presentation, you have first to add your map to a QGIS. There are several methods how you could add a raster layer to QGIS, and the easiest one is just to drag and drop it to your layer window in QGIS, or you could also use, for example, layer, add raster layer menu of QGIS. So once you have let me zoom to the layer. Once you have added your classification into QGIS, you can see that it is basically a black and white image, and this is not exactly what we want to see. So we can also see that the values of our classification of our raster layer spans from 1 to 5, which also logical because we have 5 classes in our classification, from bare soil to urban and to water. So how to make our classification to look more appealing? And this could be done very easy by going to the properties of the layer, and here in band rendering we have first to to select an option paletted or unique values. After this, we have to click on classify, and all values in our layer will appear on the right hand side. You can see that QGIS assigns those values randomly, but already it looks better. So just for a quick setting, let's use the default values assigned by QGIS. We click apply. All right, so we could already see approximately how our classification looks like, but definitely not exactly what we would like to see. For example, our water is depicted in well, this is light green color, not really what we would expect from water areas. So we could edit this. So for here, in the layer properties, we are still working with this window here. Let's start with the water. We double click on the class and select color which is appropriate for water, which is blue. We click OK. And here you can also, by the way, create a proper label by just clicking on 5. You could edit the text. So you could edit the label of our class. And as you remember, our classes, we were passing this by to R. So we have classes from bare soil, which is class 1. Then our class 2 is forest. Class 3 was grassland. And class 4 were urban areas. So once we see this, we put the labels, we assigned labels to our classification, it will be easier for us to select a proper color scheme for our classification. So let's, for bare soil, let's use something like maybe brown. For forest, let's choose green. Well, for grassland, we could actually choose something bright, like bright green, and urban areas are usually depicted in red. So once we are done with the colors, and color coding is now more or less acceptable and represent our classes, we can click apply and OK. After this, our layer properties window is closed, and you can see how the classification looks like. This is much more comprehensive and more appealing to our eyes in contrast to what you have seen as a result of our classification.